This is going to be an official co-stream of the Future Game Show Spring Showcase. We are an official partner of the Future Game Show and one of the official co-streams of their events. We've covered their events in the past. We love working with them. Very excited about this showcase today. Hopefully lots of great games, maybe getting, kind of kick off this time of the year. It's not summertime yet, it's springtime. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button, because we do a daily talk show on this channel every day. We are safe for work, so you can treat me sort of like a podcast. I'm actually going to end a member stream that I was hanging out with my members with, and I'm going to bring everybody over with a redirect. Make sure as you guys come over, as you pile in, that you smash, excuse me, as you smash that like button. Smash that like button and help this video find more people. We're hoping for a great showcase today. The description of the event, the official description of the event, is that it returns today, hosted by Ben Starr. We love Ben Starr. He's extremely dreamy and attractive and very funny. You should definitely follow him on Twitter, the official voice of Clive Rossfield from Final Fantasy 16, and Samantha Bert, I don't know how to say her name. She is one of the characters from Baldur's Gate 3. Now, this show will be broadcast on multiple channels, and it will be co-streamed by folks like myself. And for the first-time visitors to the PAX East, we'll also be able to watch the live stream in a theater there at PAX East. Now, the Future Game Show Spring Showcase will showcase over 40 games from developers and publishers like Bandai Namco, Quantic Dream, and the Chinese Room. Highlight the best upcoming games on PS5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PC. This year, the showcase will also feature a post-show broadcast, the expansion pack. We will not be covering that, so you'll want to make sure and catch that on the official FGS YouTube channel, Future Game Show. We appreciate you guys so much. Somebody saying you're out of sync. Well, you might have to refresh. We should be fine. My audio shouldn't be desynced or anything like that. So make sure you guys are smashing that like button. Already about 150 people hanging out here today. And we appreciate you guys so much. We had a great day covering Helldivers, covering 30 frames per second. I just read Sven spelled it out in the Discord. Yeah. No, I forgot about one of them. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's good. Oh my word. We were watching a really funny video before we came over here. New rule: if I typo a joke, I delete it. Oh, I didn't get to see it. Blame grandma. Yeah. Blame grandma. We were watching a really funny grandma video. A guy basically went into a photo album and he replaced some of the pictures or added pictures, like black and white pictures. And his grandmother was like, "Who is this? Who put this here?" She was very upset. And it's one of those things. You ever watch a video where it makes you laugh so hard that you can't breathe? That's basically what happened with me. So we appreciate you guys supporting the channel today, covering the Dragon's Dogma 2, sort of the debacle with 30 FPS on the consoles and not optimized all that well for PC either. And you always can fast forward in the broadcast 15 minutes to get to the actual Future Game Show if you'd like. But if you're here right now, you got to wait like the rest of us for the actual show to start. We almost lost Lono. Couldn't breathe. I couldn't. I wasn't sure if on the rewatch I was going to laugh as hard, but yeah, I laughed all the more. Oh, by the way, I'm going to leave the daily goal up there just because you guys did such an incredible job. We are actually only 15 away from another milestone where I have to gift 5. No show with 30 tomorrow. Tomorrow's all about gameplay. We're going to play Rise of the Ronin. I think we're going to play Horizon Forbidden West on the PC since it was gifted to me. And it runs, oh my gosh, it runs immaculately well, and I want to showcase that. And then tomorrow night I'll be playing Princess Peach with Madam for all of the members. Actually, we'll do a public stream. We'll do a public Princess Peach stream, and then we'll redirect to members. I think tomorrow night we'll do just members. We will not do gifteds tomorrow night. So if you want to be a part of the Madam member stream tomorrow, you're going to want to upgrade to the $6 member tier. But you can watch the public stream of Princess Peach with Madam. It should be a really good time. Yo, what's good, Drummond? How are you? We almost lost Lono. He couldn't breathe. Yeah, dude. Whew. I honestly wasn't sure if it was going to be as funny second time around. I feel like it was funnier. Like I could not breathe. It was so good. I think, excuse me, I think sharing it with you guys made it funnier. I really do. I think sharing the video with you made it more enjoyable. So thank you for indulging me. You guys actually were the ones who were like, come on, share it with us. What's expected to be shown tonight? Stuff from Bandai and some other devs. Just upcoming PlayStation, Nintendo, PC games, PS5 games. So, I'm sorry, Xbox games. Excited to see what games are going to be revealed and featured in the show tonight. One thing we know, with Ben Starr and Sam Burt hosting, sure to be a fiery hot night. I don't know Sam. I know Ben. He is very, very attractive. I have like a low-key crush on him. You know, I'm happily married to my wife, but Ben Starr is. Lono was almost going to gatekeep that from us. I just mentioned it in passing, and then I was like, we got to go. We got to get going to the Future Game Show. And, you know, I didn't mean to. Like, I wasn't trying to bait and bail, if that, you know, if that makes sense. You hope Division 3's announced? How long is this expected to go? Let me check my email and see if it has details. Let's see. They're always really good about sending out the information ahead of time. I should have just searched for future. And no, here we go. Found it. The show will feature over 40 games, including never-before-seen world premieres, exclusive trailers, gameplay reveals, and developer deep dives. The runtime will be roughly 90 minutes with a 30-minute post-show panel. So we'll just cover the 90 minutes. Talking about hosts, Alana was slaying last night. I saw the pictures of Alana Pierce, and then she had like a video on her Instagram. Good golly. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. So 90 minutes, roughly 90 minutes of the, about an hour and a half. So a new Ghost Recon game? I don't know about that. Isn't this just PC games? No. Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo games will also be at this. I think you're thinking of the PC Game Show. The Future Game Show is always really good. The Future Game Show has been fantastic. They've been one of the showcases that I think usually outshines all the others. Hold up, I'll be right back. Yeah, I mean, respectfully, Alana Pierce did look absolutely fantastic. She did. She had an incredible dress. She looked very, very stunning, like runway worthy. She's gorgeous, But all's fair, right? So is Ben Starr. So looking forward to this showcase today. I'm just not familiar with the person from Baldur's Gate. Not familiar with her. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. What are your thoughts on the Captain America Black Panther trailer? I think it looks fantastic. I think Amy Hennig is over there just cooking. She's cooking, man. She makes great stuff, dude. I'm pumped. Yo, Something Stubby, welcome back as a member. How is it that when Lono talks about men, it sounds gay, and somehow when he talks about women, it sounds even more gay? Oh, it's because I'm trying to be respectful. Like, it's so, like, I don't even know. Like, when you dress that nice and you look that good, I'm assuming you like people to let you know. Like, it's not like you put the picture out there knowing that you're like a freaking 10 out of 10. Like, come on. No one's oblivious to the fact that they're like, I had no idea that I was incredibly attractive. Yeah, I just put the picture out there. So it's like, come on, So So you want to be respectful. It's like, hey, nice dress, looks stunning, good for you, you know. But, you know, I don't want to go and fall into the cliche guy stuff, you know. Yo, Alex with the gifted member, man. Thank you so much. Bumping the line to 161. Such a huge day for the channel. Thank you so much. I forgot about the whole gifted and upgrading thing. Thanks for all the coverage over the years. Yeah, no problem, dude. You're hanging out at the member tier. You're at the right tier. And Stone Spire drops a 5-bomb and takes us to 166. Thank you very much. Guys, make sure you're smashing the like button. Almost 250 people here, man. Let's get those first 100 likes. Fabulous shoes. Just keep talking. I play fair. I play fair. If a dude's looking really, really good, I'll say it. I'm like, that guy is really good looking. You know, he's looking really nice. And, you know, she looked top shelf nice, man. Very, very nice. All's fair, right? Everybody's looking good when they go to these events, you know? Yo, Joker Quinn, gifts a member. Thank you so much. Taking us to 167. Stupid attractive people ruining for us gargoyles. It's true. It's true. It's okay to call someone bangable. I don't like couching it in that lane. It's not, to me, it's not about that, you know. What about her top shelf? Top shelf, right? That's, you know, I'm in bourbon country, dude. Top shelf. It's on the top shelf. It's the best, you know? The fiery hot thing was supposed to be a pun. Ben, a.k.a. Clive, a.k.a. Icon of Fire. Oh, fiery hot. I get it, Edward. Very, very funny. It's so much funnier now that it's been explained. Mouse and keyboard for Horizon Forbidden West PC feels good. Oh, good. The port is so strong. It's so strong. Lono's gonna get clipped out of context and canceled again. You're gonna try and cancel me for complimenting somebody on looking nice? That'll be ridiculous. Top shelf works with weed too. They usually got the better stuff. Oh, really? I always heard it in the realm of, you know, alcohol. As much as I appreciate top shelf stuff, you don't find the gems up there. Yeah, I mean, dude, I've got a old tub in the house on the regular now. I accidentally ordered Woodford for my wife, and it was one of the giant ones. And so it looks absurd on our coffee table. I feel like that's what it's about, yet we spend all this energy dancing around it when it's much more simple to say, I'd hit that. Yeah, but to me, like, that's not how I measure it, you know? Like, when I compliment someone's jawline or their eyebrows, I'm not thinking about that. That's not my spectrum of compliment, you know? I never understood why top shelf is a thing. Why wouldn't you put your best stuff on the normal high shelf? I would imagine it might have something to do with theft. It might have something to do with you want it to be easier to get to the alcohol that's sold more often. The Angel's Envy finished rye is amazing. I know, everybody's been telling me to get the Angel's Envy rye because the regular Angel's Envy is not good. I don't like it. Don't lie. What do you mean? That's not the only measure of why you might tell somebody that they're attractive. Top shelf is rarely ordered. It's very expensive and it shows it off. Yeah, it's like a status. It's like up there in view, right? And it's like a status symbol for them to pull it down and pour it for you, right? It's this, oh, that guy's ordering from the top shelf, you know? Harder to knock over and break. Yeah, when it's up at the top, it's not going to get bumped, potentially knocked over, you know. Yeah, so saying somebody looked top shelf, right? I wasn't making a comment on what's clearly, you know, visible. I'm not doing that. You're 100% right about that. The regular Envy isn't great, but the Rise top tier. More people are tuning in for the Path of Exile 2 stream than for the Diablo 4 Season 4 Campfire Talk. Now you want some Johnny Walker? The cap in the Black Panther game seemed promising. Yeah, I thought it looked very good. I thought it looked very strong. Attractiveness is tied to much more than just good looks. I've met super gorgeous women who are completely unattractive due to their personality. Right. I think that's why people like Clive and people like Alana Pierce, like, it's not just that they're smoking hot. It's that they seem like such fun and nice people. Like, you'd want to be around them and just hang out, have a laugh, have a drink, you know, do a podcast, like, interview them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think personality actually ends up leveling up a person's attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Clive started putting out those really funny videos where he's like, let me be Kirby. Like, I actually think he got more attractive. Ben, sorry. I'm sure he loves that. Yeah, Ben Starr, sorry. Yeah, I think accents also help, right? Like, we're Americans. So when we hear like a British or an Australian accent, it can be like, it can seem, it's like an enhancer, you know? Like you know, Ben's got an accent, Alana's got an accent. I think, yeah, 100%. That can add to their attractiveness. 100%. Because it's because we're not used to it, especially as Americans, so like it makes them more unique. Like, Australians aren't like, oh man, I love a good Australian accent. You know what I'm saying? But for Americans, it's like, ooh, hey, that's a nice accent, because it's not as common for us, so it stands out. When someone takes a picture of themselves looking sexy, they're doing it to be complimented on their sexiness. Oh, yeah. I mean, she seemed to take the compliments in stride. Somebody even asked a very direct question about the way the dress portrayed her body, and she was straightforward about it. She didn't seem to mind the inquiries, you know. It was probably from peers as well. It wasn't just like some randy, you know. It seemed like she was comfortable with it, you know. You know, when you know you're... You know what I'm saying? When you know you're a 10, you know, it probably gets old sometimes, though, I do imagine. You know? Like, we don't think that as dudes sometimes. We're like, man, if I was getting complimented all day, I'd love that. I don't know if you'd say that after a couple of months. You'd be like, okay, I get it! Like, even Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill got tired of hearing how attractive he was. You know? Because it always came up in interviews. And he's like, okay, I get it. Can we stop talking about how I'm such a dreamboat? Like, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Like, he got annoyed by it. All right, here we go.
everybody, and welcome to the Future Games Show Spring Showcase. My name is Samantha Bayard, though you may know me best as Baldur's Gate 3's lovable hothead Karlach. Fortunately, for the sake of my infernal engine and the fate of this fair studio, I'm taking leave from the front lines of the Blood War for the next 90 minutes to present today's show. A veritable feast of trailers, yes, Samantha. What did I tell you in rehearsals? Don't cut you off. And what just happened? I immediately cut you off. You immediately cut me off. You've disgraced yourself, you know that? Yes. I'm sorry. Well, go on then, introduce yourself. I'm Ben Starr, and you might know me from the popular social media skits I film alone in my front room, or perhaps my role as the pectorally blessed icon Clive Rossfield in Final Fantasy XVI. Beyond the endearing back and forth. It's not endearing. Agree to disagree. Sam and I are here today to get you up to speed on the most exciting video games of the moment. So whether you're watching on a live stream or in the Albatross Theatre at PAX East, hi, stick close to Mama K. And
yeah, whoever was in charge of wardrobe, I agree. I don't like the colors.
Let's kick things off with our first trailer. And guess what? It's a world premiere.
World premiere. Like you run?
That was your first look at Death Sprint 66, a PvP arcade racer coming in 2024. Now, before you all death sprint to your Steam wishlists, let me save you some time. We have our very own Spring Showcase Steam page, which you can find by searching Future Game Show on Steam. This is where you can find and wishlist every game featured in the show. And after the show, you can head to the FGS YouTube channel where you'll be able to rewatch all the juicy trailers and see what bonus content our editorial team has been cooking up. Plus, there'll be plenty of articles to read about the games we've covered on gamesradar.com. Okay. I think it's about time we gave the good people what they want. Me with no clothes on again. No, not that. Me with more clothes on. That makes no sense. Next up, we've got a brand new trailer for a game that's already had hundreds of thousands of you smashing that wish list button. This is Zoocosis.
The frick?
Now you are a zookeeper. The job is not difficult. You have nothing to worry about.
developers of Cthulhu.
Sim City in hell? Kind of like living in the UK, right, Ben?
It's the worst. Worshippers of Cthulhu is worming its way onto PC in 2024. Our next game pairs Scottish folklore with a beautiful hand-drawn art style. Let's take a look at the Heirloom.
I know that the paranormal is real. Listen.
You can inherit the heirloom when it lands on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch later this year.
Right. Here's a new trailer for Spine.
F them kids, the game.
Brawler, where you take down an oppressive regime with the help of a talking backbone.
Guys, that's her! That bitch with the spine!
Hello there.
Holy shit, bro, she killed Tony! Gonna kill you!
Fanatically optimistic.
He's back.
It's starting to rain. Don't
okay.
get your guns wet.
It's like Sifu with guns.
Come at me, creep. Come on.
Don't damage your spine. That's an order.
Amateurs. Red line, get ready. We've got guests. Let's welcome them properly.
Oh, I remember this game, Gun Fu. This is Gun Fu. I remember this game. It looks so fun.
Spine will be spin-kicking its way onto PC, PlayStation, and Xbox in 2025.
Moving on to something a little
Don't
more
even
sinister.
show it to me
We've got
then.
the latest update on Indica,
Come
a psychological
on.
puzzle game where you play
Oh,
as a rogue nun.
Frick out of here. I'm glad it's coming to console, though. Usually games like that you have to go to PC for. You know, which I don't mind, but I like playing in my living room. They got her. They had her boobies blurred out. I don't think this is biblically accurate to what happened when Eve bit into the apple. I mean, I don't want to be overly critical, but
God, please. Talk to me this one time.
you better pray. Oh, we're on a train now, okay?
How did I go against you? Is it in my power to intervene in your design? Is this a part of your plan? Is this how it's supposed to be?
Chat, I love where you're going with all of this. It's so funny. I mean, were you there?
Ilya will live. You can see I'm trying. But he's always behind my shoulder.
I don't even understand what that game is about. Was he supposed to be like the devil?
Befriending a demon.
Tiefling! Tiefling! How many times do I have to tell you? Ben, it's a tiefling! It's different from a demon!
Hasn't gone so badly for me. That was Indica, which is coming to PC in Q2 2024.
I hate to break it to you, Ben, but this next one is our last trailer. It is a super cool world premiere, though, which takes the sting out of saying goodbye.
I'm deeply sad about this, but somehow that feeling is being slowly usurped by the promise of a new video game to look at. Curious.
You want the truth, my liege? Peace is a fairy tale.
I thought the artwork in the background looked like Tales of Iron. The first one was so cool. I wish... That's another one I wish I would have beat. It was such a cool game.
Something you tell young rats to stifle the nightmares. It's high time you woke up, for the nightmare is upon us. As war raged in the south, a terrible evil stirred in the north, endlessly clawing from one year to the next, until finally free.
Is that Geralt?
Frostbound imprisonment. You think you know suffering? You know nothing, my liege. Wings black as death, fangs sharp as steel, and a thirst for vengeance that will not sate. There's a time for heroes. That time is over. The kingdom needs a warrior. Forged of the north, and as cold as the snow that shrouds these lands.
Okay, let's go.
A rat. Carved from iron. Bred for battle. And unleashed in war. And so, a new tale begins. Tales of Iron 2, Whiskers of Winter. Wishlist now.
Aw, that looks hot, dude.
That was your first peek at Tales...
Did the first one launch on consoles too?
Which is coming to PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch in 2024.
But with that, we will have to bid you all adieu. Sam, I can feel you laughing and smiling uncomfortably. Why?
Nothing. It's just, well, it's not nothing actually. It's not the end of the show because we have another trailer. It's like a one more thing, you know? All the big showcases do it, apparently.
Right. And you just kept this to yourself the whole time. You know, we've been emailing about this and we've been like rehearsing it, and I feel like I'm an idiot.
I know, and best of all, it's another world premiere. Gotcha.
No, not gotcha, Sam. You've embarrassed me.
Gotcha.
No, Sam. Gotcha. Not gotcha.
Gotcha.
Not gotcha. Gotcha. Don't go, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay, that was the funniest bit they've done. That was good. The way she kept saying gotcha.
Hey, are you receiving me? Nora, do you read me?
That was Industria 2, which is coming soon to PC, so make sure it's on your wish lists. And no more funny business. That really was our final trailer of the show.
For real this time. It's been an absolute pleasure, Sam.
Likewise, Ben. But before we make good on our karaoke promise, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in wherever you are. We'd also like to shout out the people behind the scenes who've made this spring showcase a reality, and our partners over at PAX.
Remember to head over to the dedicated Future Game Show Steam page to add the games we've covered to your wish lists.
Finally, just before we go, we'd like to take a moment to recognise what a difficult period it has been and continues to be in the games industry, with countless layoffs and a growing fog of uncertainty, somehow coupled with headline news about huge profits.
We simply couldn't have a show like this full of awesome trailers and demos and presentations without the hard-working people who turn such inspired ideas into reality.
The makers of this show, and both Ben and I, we want to acknowledge just how difficult it's become to work and feel supported in this industry.
So for everyone out there weathering this storm, regardless of what you do, we just want to say that we see you, we're thinking of you, and we truly hope that things are going to get better.
So please support your favourite games and the people who make them in whatever way you can.
I'm Ben Starr.
And I'm Samantha Bayard.
And this has been the Future Game Show Spring Showcase 2024. But, hold on a minute. Don't touch that dial. Whilst we're leaving you for pastures new, the Future Game Show Expansion Pack is up next, which features developer interviews and even more world premieres.
It's just 60 seconds away, so we probably don't have time to entertain you good people during the interim. I mean, the auto cue's blank, so...
Maybe I'll start getting undressed now.
Oh, God, every
Give the people what they want, Sam. Give the people what they want.
I always feel like the hosts do a great job. The writing is certainly in like a lane that gets a little like what we would describe as cringy. But I always feel like the hosts do a great job, right? They had Yuri the one time. This time I thought they did fine. You know, I think the writing just gets a little funky. I thought it was a good showcase. I thought it was a good showcase. You guys that are sort of getting stuck on the fact that they said Series X the entire time, and then that one time they said Series X, Series S. I think she did that because she was saying like Series X, Series S, even the Xbox One, like even the old gen consoles. I don't think when they were saying Series X by itself, I don't think they were saying that because the game's not hitting the S. Some of those games we 100% know are hitting Series X and Series S. We know this. So, I just think they say it because it's faster. You know, PlayStation 5, Series X. Like, I think they just say it because it's faster. I don't think it actually means anything. The writing's awful, but Ben's great either way. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do. You know, there's only so much you can do when you're trying to be funny instead of just going to, like, the next thing. I like the Future Game Show, but they definitely have a writing staff that wants to get, like, little quips and little jokes in. That's just part of the business, I feel like, at this point, you know? And why the last time did they add the S? Again, she was just listing it was one of the few titles that was also hitting old gen consoles like the PS4. So she literally just like specifically listed like every platform. I don't think when they were saying on some of those titles, you know, Series X, you know, there was a PS5 and Series X. I don't think they're saying anything. If you honestly think that means they just announced a bunch of games that are skipping the Series S, I think you're off base. That there isn't a developer alive that would waste development time only building their game for the Series X. It's the smallest footprint of the smallest footprint. Like, the Xbox console footprint is not good, and the smallest slice of it is the Series X. There's not a developer that would spend money and bandwidth doing that. They would be such a waste of money. a bunch of games dropping, Series S support would have gotten mentioned. Yeah, that would have been a huge headline. There's just no way. All these developers that were a part of this showcase, they would never do that. You would never skip the S. At that point, if you're developing the game for the Xbox, you would not target the smallest percentage of the Xbox console user base. That would be incredibly dumb. Saying Steam, PS5, and Xbox would be easier. Well, again, the difficulty there, Whiskey, I don't disagree with you, but when you say PS5 and then you say Xbox, it's like, well, which Xbox? There's a lot of people out there that are still on the old gen Xbox, just like there's a lot of people still on PS4. So the equal would be, it's going to be on PlayStation and Xbox. Well, that's confusing, isn't it? If they say PlayStation, does that mean PS4? So if you just say Xbox, does that mean the old gen Xboxes as well? So you wouldn't say just PlayStation. So Series X is commonly a placeholder verbally to include both Series X and S. That's very common. So I don't think there's anything there. You guys know as well as I do that, like, if something skips the S, I would jump on that in a heartbeat as a story and a headline and an I told you so. But I don't think it's ever going to happen, because I think a worse thing is happening. There are games that just skip Xbox because they just don't want to mess with it. So I think that's going to be what you actually end up seeing as this generation continues. You're going to see Xbox just get skipped by third-party developers, because it isn't worth the development time. They're developing for the smallest footprint, and then they have to do more work because they have to optimize for 2 boxes. And then in addition to that, they're going to a platform that's proven itself to have a consumer base that doesn't like to purchase games. They prefer to wait for them to hit Game Pass. So, Series consoles. I mean, I agree with that. They could say Xbox Series consoles. They could say that. Again, you have to remember that a lot of what they're reading is sent to them like approved PR speak from the developers, and the developers probably don't care. If you're a third-party developer, you don't care. You're like, yeah, just read this. So, you know, all of the things that I've been saying over the years about that console being smaller and having a user base that doesn't purchase games was always cast in this, he's a pony light. And it's like, no, it's just basic business analysis. You know, it's not hate. It's just business analysis. It's like, this is what consumers are doing, and this is what businesses are going to do as a response. And it's all happening. It's all coming home to roost. So you know. Real issue, Xbox is terrible in their naming process. Why wouldn't the devs care about that? Because the devs are just there to promote their game. They're not concerned with, like, make sure you say Series X and S. Like, that's just not something they're concerned about. Yo, thanks, Lotus, for the 2 spot. All my Xbox friends are confused. That's why I went to PS5. I still have my Xbox, but it just sits there. You know, I think more and more this generation, you know, people are just going to make that jump. They're just going to make that leap. It's, you know, I think more and more people are coming to the conclusion that I came to in 2022 and in 2023. And, you know, I got called a pony, but it's like, I just went where the games were, you know, unlike, you know, the people that wanted to hold the line or whatever the heck. Like, I was just supposed to sit around in 2022 and do what? Not play good games? You know what I'm saying? And then same thing in 2023. It's like, what was I going to do? You know? Defend bad games or defend poor games or bad performance or low scores? Like, get out of here. Like, I'm not interested in defending a brand or certain games. Like, what's hilarious to me is that I've been very critical of Rise of the Ronin and was out there today on Twitter saying this is not a very strong score, and now people are all upset. They're like, since when is a 76 bad? I'm like, I didn't say it was bad. I said it's not very strong. Conversely, would you describe a 7 out of 10 game or a 76? Would you describe that as very strong? Oh man, Metacritic score landing at a 76, that's very strong. No, of course we wouldn't. Very strong would be like upper 80s, low 90s. That's a very strong score. That's a game of the year contender score, not a 76, right? But instead of being like, oh, he's being critical of a PlayStation game, it's getting turned into, oh, but I thought exclusives were always better. I thought exclusives always performed better. And it's like, that's a general axiom, and the rule is proven by the exception. Like the fact that virtually all titles made for one platform perform better and are better optimized, and you have one game that admitted before it came out that they were going to face challenges with that engine. Rise of the Ronin knew that game was going to be a struggle. Well, that's a technical challenge then. And do you honestly think that if they built it for multiple platforms, it would somehow be better? Like, people are just too stupid to think logically about things. It's just the facts. It's like, you're too dumb to enter the conversation. It's like, if Ronin would have been made for multiple platforms, it would probably be worse than it is now, because the engine is something that they knew going into it that was going to face challenges. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's an engine level problem. That has nothing to do with exclusivity. You aren't allowed to pick on the dum-dums. They don't know they're dumb. What's this guy saying? Easy. Most people who score a 76 in school don't know they aren't doing very well. It's not their fault. You know what I mean? That's why people are so upset. They're like, hey, a 76 is pretty strong. You know, they're getting 76s on their tests, and they're all upset that I'm like, that's not very strong, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be you ain't gonna be head of the class and on the dean's list with 76s, okay? You know. Kids at my school have parents pulled for conferences for a 76. I'm sorry, 70%. It's not very strong. Yeah. People just fixate on the weirdest things. Like, they're committed to hate. So it's not about a genuine disagreement with what you've said. They're committed to hate. So whatever you say is weaponized for hate. It's like, that's a problem. Like, that's a psychological problem, man. There's something wrong with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you're a pony, and then you actually are critical of a game, and then you still get attacked. It's like, it just doesn't matter. That's why there's just no reason to interact with those people. You just block them and move on. It's like they're not interested in a genuine conversation. They're committed to hate. And I don't know. People like that are just telling you how dark they are on the inside, and the darkness is coming out. I truly believe that. Feeling comes first, then you find the facts later. Right. That was literally during the PlayStation State of Play. That Rise of the Ronin trailer hit, and I was like, that didn't look very good. Like, I immediately said it. I went and tweeted it. I was like, that doesn't look very good. It looks bad. You know? It was looking rough. People were like, no, it's fine. It's Team Ninja. I'm like, okay. All right. And here it comes. You know, I would not be surprised if the users score it lower. You know, now the only thing that might keep that from happening, the user score for Rise of the Ronin might not fall below the 76 because it's only going to be primarily purchased by Team Ninja fans, and they might give it a better score. But even then, I'm seeing Team Ninja fans be critical of it. They're like, this isn't a very good game. You know, from the moment we saw that horse. Yeah, the moment we saw that horse, I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, Tears of the Kingdom is older and on like way lower graphical settings, and the horse movement in that game's better. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all doing over there, man? That horse is looking pretty hurt. But that's the plan tomorrow. I'll showcase Ronin to you guys tomorrow. I think we'll do a little Horizon Forbidden West PC stream because somebody gifted it to me, and I played it today, and it ran. Oh my word! What an amazing port from Nixus. Just holy cow, so strong. When does GDC end? I think today? Team Ninja sadly so behind old school game design ideas, not saying it's bad, but just that they evolve slowly. Right, and that's the problem, is people are so quick to be like, oh, see, here's an exclusive that runs poorly, you're incorrect. And it's like, did you diagnose why it runs poorly? Have you broken down what the issue is? No, you're just an anti-intellectual buffoon who wants to basically attack people for their positions rather than actually engage in the discussion. Like, what's actually wrong with it? What's wrong with the game? Oh, the engine wasn't designed for what they built. Oh, okay. Well, then that has nothing to do with building for one platform. In fact, if you were to take a game that's engine was not designed to be used in the way that it was being used and you turned it into multiplat, you would compound those problems and make them worse. When games have performance struggles and you go multiplat, they tend to be worse on other platforms. Like, take Jedi Survivor as an example. It had performance problems at launch, and guess what? It was worse on PC, proving exactly what I'm saying. Curious how much of the criticism comes from just open world tropes. You should probably finish the tutorial here before streaming it tomorrow. Oh, you're probably right. I don't even know when I would have time for that, though. I might be able to come down here. I might be able to do that. My wife's got a dinner thing. Maybe. Maybe. Is there anybody I can send you to? Let me check here. Is anybody doing anything? Ginger's gonna play some Dragon's Dogma. Let me check. When's he doing that? Got an upcoming Dragon's Dogma stream. Oh, that's tonight at 9:30. That's a long time from now. Never mind. About to play Helldivers. Are we making any headway on the planet? We don't like Ginger, right? Because he didn't fight Skeletor hard enough or something? I don't know what that... Yeah, that guy got on that tear. What was that, yesterday? The most common theme I'm seeing is that the combat is good, open world is bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jor Raptor was pretty rough in his little tweet summary. I thought it was a pretty rough little, like, basically saying, don't get it. You know what I mean? Sorry, was replying to a comment. These guys are like, you should probably switch off console if you want 60 FPS to be the standard. Oh, I've gotten 60 FPS as the standard. You just didn't listen to the opening monologue and have not paid attention to the industry at all if you think that I need to switch to PC in order to get 60 FPS. Once again, people that say that just have no idea what they're talking about. You know? It's like... I've been getting 60 FPS as the standard. I don't need to switch to PC. I've had no requirement of that this gen. Well, no, you're not playing good games, Sony first-party games in 2024. In fact, you're not playing any first-party titles. Who cares about that? Helldivers has been an absolute blast. I don't care that it's not first party. I don't care that Stellar Blade's not first party. Have you ever played a game and thought, this would be a lot more fun if the studio was owned by PlayStation, or this game would be a lot more fun if the studio was owned by Xbox, right? Like when I played through Final Fantasy 16 and I thought the cinematics were amazing, the story was awesome, and the combat was great. I wasn't like, you know what would really kick it up a notch? If Square Enix was owned by Sony. Like, that doesn't have an effect on my enjoyment of a game. That's just a weird goalpost stat check that works on Twitter with people who care about things that don't matter in real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not playing any games this year and being like, it'd be a whole lot better if the devs were owned by PlayStation, you know? I put 73 hours in Helldivers 2, and I tell you what, I probably would have put more in. Who cares about that? Like, that's like acting like the game would be better if they operated in a different country, or they operated in a different centric, like geocentric location, or if they operated in a different tax bracket. Like, who cares about their financials? If a game is good, I'm going to play it. Like, I'm not going to play Stellar Blade and be like, yeah, I don't know, bro. It'd be so much better if the devs were owned by PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, PlayStation walked out with a state of play, and they announced or showed 9 console exclusives, and then they did another state of play for a 10th console exclusive, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So, exclusives are what have always mattered up to now, but now all of a sudden we're like, hey, but who owns the studio, though? Huh? Who owns the studio? Yeah. You might have 10 exclusives, but they're not first party. Who the frick cares about that? Like, what in the world? You know what I mean? It's such a weird thing to care about. I guess Concord won't count either. I mean, if we get Concord this year, it just doesn't matter. And imagine fixating on it and watching them top the sales charts without first-party games. Like, Helldivers #1 for February. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was in, like, 4th as well as 8th with the Final Fantasy VII combo. Like, imagine thinking that, like, that's a problem, that they have so many good relationships, and apparently the consumers on PlayStation are buying games in such large numbers that they're up there and they're not even first-party. Like, what in the world? Yeah, Stellar Blade was about to be canceled too, so I mean, they kind of saved that one. But still, it's just this new fixation that it's quite literally the only... I can't even think of a good analogy. I'll tell you what the analogy is. It's like when I used to play Call of Duty, and a team would lose 7 games in a row, and they'd be like, yeah, but our kill death's better than yours. You're losing every game. Who cares? Right? It's like a sports star losing 10 games in a row and being like, did you see how many yards I got, though? I mean, I got some yards. I got some touchdowns. You lost 10 games in a row. Who cares? That's what it is. It's like fixating on one stat to try to manufacture some kind of a victory. It's like, yeah, but PlayStation didn't have any first party this year. What? Huh? What's that mean? I don't understand. So because they bought ABK, that makes what Xbox is winning because they bought ABK. So now their first party presence has been, mushroomed overnight. And so that I get it. I get what we're doing. I understand. Apparently PC support is now live for the PSVR 2. Firmware updates available. Oh, really? I wouldn't mind doing that with the Escape Simulator VR demo. That might be kind of fun. You downloaded Helldivers 2 on Steam because it plays better on PC. Great, man. That's a priority that you have that's worth pursuing. If you prefer games on PC because of performance, yeah, go for it. Yeah. Go ahead and get Horizon Forbidden West 2 because it's an immaculate port and you can probably squeeze more out of that game depending on your rig. Actually, most rigs, according to the statistics on Steam, most rigs are going to run that game at PS5 settings or lower. So, but again, go for it, man. That's great. But fixating on first party, I don't get why people care about that. I just don't. The only reason I could see people fixating on it with something like Rise of the Ronin is they would say that PlayStation would never allow one of their first party studios to release a game at that quality. I don't believe I would stand by that. What PC first party games are you getting this year? Checkmate. I gotta go. It's 2 to 6. I gotta go to dinner. My wife's got a dinner that she's going to. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Tomorrow is nothing but gameplay. We'll probably start with Rise of the Ronin. Then we'll do a little bit of Horizon Forbidden West on PC because I just want to show it off. I want to show off how good of a port it is. And then tomorrow night, my wife and I will do a public stream of Princess Peach, and then we'll roll everything over into a member stream. I probably will do that. Eugene says, see how effing stupid it sounds now? Right, who cares? PC gets a bunch of great games. They got a bunch of great freedom within their storefront. Who cares? Where's your first party PC games? You know what I mean? Come on. No Helldivers 2. No Helldivers 2 tomorrow. No. Well, wait, let me reevaluate and think that through because we probably will fail the order tomorrow. Around what time? Let me know in the Discord. I gotta go. Let me know in the Discord. When are we gonna fail the order tomorrow? When the order finishes, we might want to be streaming the game when that happens. We had a really good day today with Helldivers, so I will. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening.